You know, every time I walk in front of this pond, I think it's like one of those ones that like you would go to like at the mall and like you would toss like the little coins in and shit. You know, I feel like 2K would be the type of company to add a wishing well where we would just toss VC in and literally get fucking nothing by doing it. But all that aside, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we have a 7'3" glass cleaner build, okay? Listen, 7'3", you can check the stats in a second. It is maximum height. And you know what? Another thing, why does everybody group up like this right here in front of these trees, bro? It's like there's something going on that I don't know about. Is there like a little drug exchange or something going on like over here with all these kids or whatever? I don't get it. But anywho, let me show y'all the progression. 72 3-pointer, 90 block, 80 offensive rebound, 88 defensive rebound. The speed is not too great. The physicals aren't too great, but remember, you are 7'3", okay? And you have sharp shooting takeover, an 85 post fade, which I think is really good. I just rebirthed this build. All the gameplay that you're about to see is from a rebirth build with the badges that come straight from the rebirth, okay? I did not grind this build out at all. I played no My Player Nation games, nothing, all right? But before we get to some gameplay, let me show you guys how to make the build. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys like 4 or 5 different ways that you can make this center build, and you just pick what you want to do. I'll give you my recommendation, but the most important thing is that you make this at center because we're making this 7'3". All right, so now let's get into the build. All right, so the build is going to be very simple to make. We're going to be using the very stereotypical glass cleaner pie chart, which was a new pie chart that was added in NBA 2K22. The mostly finishing with a little bit of finishing. Jesus, I'm sorry. Mostly shooting with a little bit of defensive pie chart. And when it comes to the physicals, we're going to go with the pure speed pie chart. Now, if you want to do speed and strength, you can, but you're already going to be 7'3". I don't want to be any slower than I already will be. We're going to start with the defense, okay? Defensive rebound, max that out. Offensive rebound, max that out as well. Same thing with block. And then max out your lateral quickness, your perimeter defense, and your interior defense, right? This gets you to 23 defensive badges. And then you're going to come to steal and push that up just until you get 24 defensive badges. Moving on to the playmaking. Post control, max it out. Ball handle, max it out. Pass accuracy, max that out as well. And then go back to the ball handle and decrease it just until you get 6 playmaking. So right at 35. When it comes to shooting, we're going to max every single thing out on this version of the build, okay? I'll show you another version where you get more finishing and you get less defense and shooting and playmaking in the process. But this is the version that I made, and we took the final bit of attributes that we had and we ended up putting it on driving dunk. I didn't think standing dunk was going to be worth it because I wouldn't have enough badges like rise up or fast twitch to actually make it worth it for trying to finish inside the paint. So if I have an open cut to the basket, maybe I can put something in with like rim grazers off one or something like that. But this is how I made the build. I wanted it to be a facilitator that can shoot really well from 3. I did make it 7'3", and I wanted to be able to play really good defense. Now, I saw this a lot on Next Gen where centers would actually go minimum wingspan, okay? Don't think that you have to go max wingspan on this build. You can play really good defense. You're going to see in the gameplay after this, I ended up having 5 blocks on this exact version of the build that has a minimum wingspan, okay? So don't think you have to go maximum wingspan. I went minimum wingspan and the defense was disgusting on this build, okay? So really quickly, let me just show you another version of the build that you can do, okay? You're going to lose some shooting, you're going to lose a little bit of playmaking and a little bit of defense, but you will get some finishing in exchange, okay? So with the shooting, max out your mid-range, your 3-pointer, and your post fade to get 17 badges, and then increase the free throw by 1 to get 18 shooting badges, okay? Did I say finishing again? Jesus. Anywho, when it comes to the finishing, what you want to do is max out your close shot, your drive, your standing dunk, and your post hook. This will get you 10 finishing badges. And then you're only going to have 18 shooting, 1 playmaking, and I believe 20 defense. And then you can go max wingspan if you want. I wouldn't go 7'3" with this version of the build because I feel like you should go max wingspan so you can get some better standing dunk animations. Because if you go 7'3" and you go minimum wingspan, you're not going to get as good dunk animations. Like you see there, you can have a 68 standing dunk, which isn't that good. But if you go maximum wingspan at 7'3", it's going to be really hard to shoot on this build. And as you can see, if you want, with every version of the build that I show you, if you don't go maximum wingspan, you can put post scoring takeover on this build, which actually makes it really good, because you, with post scoring takeover, you still get a +10 to interior defense, and you also get +10 to post control and post fade, which means you can become really deadly in a post when you have takeover, because you'll have an 81 post control and an 95 post fade if you go minimum wingspan. But in the end, this was the version of the build that I went with. 7'3", minimum weight, minimum wingspan, and I still think this is a fantastic build when it comes to defense. I ended up going with sharpshooting takeover. I think it's better to be able to shoot and be a good spot up than it is to be able to get buckets in the post, because that only happens maybe once or twice a game when you play with randoms. But being a good spot up, you'll probably take 4 or 5 shots a game at the wings if your teammates will pass to you. With the one finishing badge, I ended up putting back down Punisher on bronze. You can put limitless takeoff, but I don't think limitless takeoff on bronze really works that well. As you see here, this is the shooting badges that I'm rocking. I want to be able to hit some good post fades, but if you're not the type of person that likes doing post fades, maybe you can put on catch and shoot and corner specialist so you can become a better shooter in the corners. Or something I'm really tempted to try at some point is putting on limitless spot up to see if I can actually shoot from deep on a 7'3" center. That would be so awesome to do. But anywho, when it comes to defense, brick wall, intimidator, interceptor, max all of these out. Brick wall helps you out with screens, and it helps you with paint defense, and it prevents you from getting back down a lot by bigger center. So if you're going up against a glass cleaning lockdown that has back down Punisher and is way stronger than you, you want brick wall so you can prevent them from backing you down in the paint, okay? And pogo stick is really big for that as well, because you can get really good shot contests multiple times, and you can keep on jumping and jumping and jumping so you can stop some of these contestants. Right here you see a nice block, and on the first play you saw a really nice little dream shake. Right here we get another block again. That's block number 2. Right, all of these highlights are going to be very condensed and very quick, and if you saw my short, these are all the highlights from that. And as you can see, we still got a burner on this build, man. We can hit step backs on a 7'3" center. We can spot up in the corner and green threes. We can block shots. 3 blocks already. Count it up. Let's make 4. I already have 5 blocks now, and you can hit greens from limitless, from the hash in the corner, man. This build is really special. It's very quick highlights, and as you can see, the stats were ridiculous. I had 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 5 blocks, and scoring efficiency wasn't that great because I was trying to take some really stupid shots towards the end of the game, but we're not going to talk about that. But overall, this build is really fantastic, especially since this was the very first game on the build with no extra badges, no extra hot zones, nothing. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace.